Hi there, Jeff here from the Wetsuit Centre, talking to you today about the Oneill Gooru 3-2 summer wetsuit for summer 2015. So the Oneill Gooru sits within the middle of the Oneill range and has been around for a long old time. It's a suit that's undergone sort of changes in terms of going between chest zip and back zip, but I think it's found its niche basically as the Hyperfreak's been introduced. The Oneill Gooru remains as a mid-range back entry wetsuit which is made of full flex, ultra flex neoprene, and I don't think it's going to change too much from that within the range for the next couple of years. And it's really popular because people do like the back zip wetsuits, and they're easy to get in and out of, but also the Gooru offers everything you need really. Full flexibility, got a bit of thermal lining, and as I said before, nice and easy to get on and off. So I'll walk you through all the features of the wetsuit now, just to let you know what you get for your money. But essentially the first thing to mention really is the quality of the neoprene. The Oneill Gooru has always been about flexibility and performance. This particular suit is made from the Ultraflex neoprene. The Ultraflex neoprene is super stretch neoprene. It comes by many names, but essentially it's just a very, very flexible, soft wetsuit material the whole way through the wetsuit. Oneill have really got three types of wetsuit material which they use. They've got the VTN neoprene, which you get in the cheaper suits such as the Reactor. Not as flexible and definitely not as comfortable. Then you get the Ultraflex, which is that super stretch material the whole way through. And then you get the Fluid Flex, which is slightly less pliable, but then you also get the Techno Butter, which is a less absorbent, lightweight and quick drying material, which you get in the top end suits. Okay, but the Ultraflex is just basically a super stretch, really, really soft, flexible neoprene the whole way through. The seams are fully sealed, much like the Oneill Epic. Okay, stitched on the outside of the wetsuit, so you can see the stitching there. And then on the inside it's then glued to create a complete seal so that no water comes in through the seams. You get longer time in the water because you're a bit warmer because there's less water in the suit, and also you get more use out of the suit throughout the year because it's a bit warmer. You can use it in slightly colder water, so using this right through to autumn or a bit earlier into spring. Nice looking wetsuit this year. It's very similar to the Oneill Epic. Some people are wondering the difference between this and the Epic. It used to be the quality of neoprene, but now both suits are 100% made of the Ultraflex the whole way through. The difference really lies within the suit. With the Gooru, you get what we call a batwing system, and you get a bit more of the thermal lining as well, which I'll show you when we turn the suit inside out. But essentially on the outside it's very similar. You might find there's less seams within the Gooru as well, which less seams means more flexibility basically and more comfort because there's bigger panels of neoprene. So all of the seams within the suit are strategically placed to make sure that they do not restrict the movement of the wetsuit, and also to ensure that they match the contours of the human body, feel more comfortable and give more flex. And you can see that the whole way through. Any seams that there are kind of bent with around the contours to make sure that they don't restrict in any way. Under the arms you've got you've got seamless paddle zones to make sure that when you're paddling there's just no restriction at all. Okay, so it's nice little touches like that which will make the suit a lot more comfortable and feel lighter and more flexible in the water. Crypto knee pads, Duraflex knee pads to make sure they don't wear through on the knee. Really useful, especially when you're learning to surf or anything like that. One thing you get exclusively with the Gooru, you get a little bit of Velcro around the ankle as well. The idea being that you can get some straps that go around that just to tighten up the ankle if you're doing stuff like kite surfing or windsurfing. So if you fall off, you don't get flush up the ankle. Okay, so it's an option which makes this suit quite popular with people who are into wind sports. Okay, so that's pretty much everything going on the outside of the suit. You get a little bit more of that smooth skin neoprene around the lower lumbar, which stops any sort of like wind penetration onto the kidneys, and you get that big panel on the front again which stops any wind coming into the suit and getting you cold. Okay, suit as before is a 3-2, so 3mm of neoprene on the lower body where you need a bit more warmth, and 2mm on the upper body where you need a bit more flexibility. Okay, the primary difference then between this particular back zip and the Epic. This suit has got the Zen zip system, and essentially the Zen zip system is the back panel, or the back zip is actually sewn over the top of the inside of the wetsuit, and you'll see what I mean when I open it up. Adjustable collar, so you can open it up yourself, you can tighten it however much you want. It folds in on itself so that you don't get baubbling on the inside of the suit, and it's a double seal neck basically, which means that it's two pieces of neoprene. The inside piece of the neoprene is smooth skin lined, which means it sticks to your neck, creates a good bond, allowing the outside piece to move independently, and stops any rash or rubbing up and down your neck because the outside moves instead of the inside. Okay, so as we open up the suit, the zip is a really good quality zip. It's a YKK zip. It's quite a short zip with the Gooru, which means there's less space for the water to come in, and makes it a bit harder to get on and off. But having said that, not too bad at all. And with the lanyard, you can do it all yourself and pull it up over your head and everything. So the inside of the suit then is actually here, okay, and you get this collar piece as well. Now the idea of that is being basically any water that does come in through the zip or through the neck, this piece goes around your neck and guides that water through the back panel and out through the drain holes at the bottom here. Okay, so it's creating less chance of water to getting into the suit and making you colder. Okay, so any flush throughs are guided out of the suit, any water that comes in through the zip again is guided out of the suit. So a really sort of unique system, and basically will keep you warmer. So it opens up nice and wide for you to get in and out of, and it's essentially the Zenzip system, which goes up and over your head, but some people call it the Batwing, has many different names. As we turn the suit inside out, you can see what's going on inside. Now, around the back panel here, to match the smooth skin, or basically on the inside of the smooth skin, you then have what's called a firewall lining. Okay, you get that on the front, and you get that on the chest as well. And essentially what that is, I'll bring it nice and close, is a kind of a furry, fleecy material, much like thermal underwear. It's very non-absorbent, and what it does is basically traps warm air as it's leaving your body within the sort of fabric, and that warm air is then used to insulate you. Okay, it works really, really well. It dries very quickly, and that material does make a big difference in terms of keeping you warmer, psychologically and actually sort of practically as well. Okay, you get that around the whole of the chest piece as well, and the rest of the suit you can see sort of some areas which are what I say about the critical taping, just to make sure it doesn't pull apart and you get a long shelf life in the suit. But that material does make a big difference in terms of keeping you warmer. Okay, that's the firewall lining. And another benefit of it as well is the fact that it does dry quite quickly. And you get that on the front and on the back, whereas typically it's a different material in the Epic, which isn't quite as good, not quite sort of fleecy and furry, so psychologically it doesn't feel as good, and it doesn't actually sort of keep you as warm as this particular material. So as the suit gets more expensive, obviously you start to get use of that more expensive firewall material because you're paying more. Okay, now essentially that's everything going on with the Oneill Gooru. Really, really popular wetsuit every year. It looks good. It hasn't changed a huge amount over the last couple of years, and it's kind of found its niche within the sort of Oneill range, and it will continue to be very popular.